Hi, friends. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca. I am documenting my GLP-1 journey. I am on Zepbound, currently on 5 milligrams. I am 8 weeks into my journey, and if you would like to join me on my journey, I would very much appreciate it if you would hit subscribe. It does help me out a lot, and I very much appreciate it. So, as I said, I've done 8 weeks on Zepbound. So, want to talk about week 9 and week 10. I'm going to combine the two together because I've got to fly tomorrow, and we can talk about that in a little bit. And so, I'm putting it together. I want to talk about the 2 weeks, how they went, my insomnia, and my fatigue. Go over a little bit about what I've eaten over the last 2 weeks, and talk about my weight. And it's going to be okay. Um, but I did want to say, so last week, about the middle of the week, if you've been following along, I have for week 4 through 8 in the morning, I have been walking 5 minutes every day or almost every day. And I think it was Wednesday or Thursday of week 9, I did my 5 minutes and the music was still going and I felt really good. So I hit the timer again for another 5 minutes and I actually did 10 minutes in a row. I have not walked 10 minutes in a row in years, I think, because even when I would try to get through an airport, I would stop somewhere and just take a little break. And so walking 10 minutes at a time just feels really good. So, yeah, that's increasing my daily step count. And so I'm hoping that just helps things move along, help with weight loss, help me maybe build a little bit of muscle in my legs and go from there. But I am excited that I've now been able to bump up from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. My eating last week, not last week, it was because it was week 9. So a week ago wasn't bad. I am still having problems getting to my calorie count, getting up to my calorie count the beginning of the week. I'm lucky if I hit 1100 calories a day, and I'm really trying to do 1300. But by the weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even, I can pretty much hit 12 to 1350, sometimes even 1400 calories those last few days because my appetite just is not as suppressed. My hunger is almost like a normal person. So if I go too long, I will get a suggestion for my body to eat and I can handle that. And it's a good reminder and it's helping me get in the calories. And when I get in the calories, I get in the protein. So for me, that's kind of helpful the end of the week. I'm still not having any food noise, not at all. And that I think would drive me bananas. But so week 9 was great. Other than, and what I wanted to bring up was I've noticed more on 5 than 2.5. I've got some insomnia, a little bit Tuesday night, but really a lot on Wednesday night. It has taken me a couple of weeks to fall asleep, has taken me like an hour and a half of laying in bed from my normal bedtime. And it's just really annoying because then I don't get enough sleep that night. And then the next day I'm tired. And then Thursday night, I still have difficulty falling asleep. So I try to sleep in on Friday if I can. But Friday, I'm okay. But it's a rough couple of days because it's mixed with some insomnia and I think some fatigue from Zepbound and then fatigue from not getting enough sleep. So I've never had this problem ever. And I'm thinking I'm going to try melatonin. I don't know where else to start because I don't really want to take a sleeping pill, but I'm going to try melatonin. It's too late for me to go get some before my trip. So I'm going to have to suffer through for another week or two, and then I will try that. If you have another suggestion, I would really appreciate it. And if the melatonin doesn't work, or like home remedies don't work, I'm going to ask my doctor what she suggests. And she may say, "Well, try melatonin." That's my assumption. So that is what I'm going to do. We'll see if it works for me. But so week 9 was pretty good. No major side effects. No nausea, no constipation. I was good with the exception of the insomnia, which I feel is increasing. But maybe that's just my imagination because I'm worried about it. I don't know. So at the end of week 9, weighed myself. This is what the scale said, which means that I lost 1.4 pounds this week. Yay! I'm happy with that. About a pound and a half. That's good. I'm 9 weeks in and still losing a pound and a half. I'm very happy with that. And so sliding into week 10 was the same thing. The insomnia and the fatigue the first few days, but extreme appetite suppression is like, what do you want, right? I love the appetite suppression. I'm not digging the insomnia so much. I've really never dealt with this before. I'll shut up about it, okay? Um, I went a little bit off of my eating. I'm looking at what I ate all week. And even though I stayed within my calorie count, I feel like I had too many simple carbs for me. And I kind of feel it. And carbs are not the enemy. But I have dealt with insulin resistance for so long that I can feel it when I go very low, simple carb diet. Then when I have a lot of simple carbs, I'm not talking about whole grains and that kind of thing. When I have very pizza, like a thick pizza crust, or I have French bread or something like that, I actually feel like I can feel it. And maybe it's my imagination, and maybe it's leftover diet trauma from before when I would be afraid to eat something like that. I'm not afraid of it anymore, I don't think. I don't think, but I think there maybe it's just a holdover, or maybe I can just feel it. I'm not sure. But so I had a little bit too much. And here's the thing, which is very different for me from previous weight loss successes and attempts that were not successful. So a couple of days ago, it was on Saturday, we met up with my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, and it was his birthday. And my sister, then we went back to their house, and my sister-in-law had gotten these little, they're called buntinis. I don't know if this place is where you are, but it's called Nothing Bunt Cakes, and they make these little buntinis, and they're awesome, and I love them. And I like the red velvet, and she had them, and I had one, and I didn't feel guilty about it at all. And the thing that was interesting is that my sister-in-law is very generous, and I knew that if there were any left over, she was going to say, "Here, take some home." She always does that. It's just who she is. And she did. And in the before times, I would have said, "Okay." And we would have taken a couple home because I would have been thinking, "Oh, I'm going to want that later." And later might not be later that night. It might be later the next day. But I'd be thinking, "Ooh, that I'll have that for later." Because I knew I was going to want it. And when she offered it this time, I thought, I don't need it. I don't need to have a little buntini in the refrigerator for those moments when I'm craving something. And I know I've said this before about situations, but it felt liberating. I don't have to be a pack rat, when it comes to treats or leftovers or something like that. So we didn't take any home, and I was good with it. And I don't feel deprived. I don't feel like, oh, I don't have a buntini in my. I hope you understand what I'm talking about when I say buntini. They're little cakes. Um, I don't have one in the refrigerator, and I'm constantly thinking, oh, I should have gotten one. No, it's fine. I'm good. I didn't need it. I enjoyed the one that I had very much. It tasted good. The texture was perfect. I enjoyed it, but I don't need to have one in reserve. That's just a different world for me. It okay. I'll shut up. Um, so finish the end of the week, the end of week 10, and this is what the scale said this morning. So I'm really happy about that. I am down 1.9 pounds. Couldn't have been two, but that's okay. This tenth of a point is driving me nuts, but it's 1.9, and so my total loss in 10 weeks on Zepbound is 21.4 pounds. I am thrilled. I to be down 20 pounds just feels feels like this is working. You know what I mean? I'm not yet to the point where my clothes don't fit. I don't see it in the mirror, but I know it's happening, and I'm feeling better. And like I said, I'm not feeling deprived. Other times when I would try to be eating better and more protein and whole foods and trying to stay in a calorie deficit, it would be like I was white knuckling it through that, fighting my hunger, fighting the food noise, and just trying to be really determined. And I don't have that stress. I just don't have that stress that I had with previous weight loss attempts. And that is very freeing. And that gives me the feeling that I'm going to be successful with this. My mind is shifting. Previously, I would be thinking, well, I hope I can lose another pound. I hope I can lose another pound and work really hard. And now I feel like it's going to happen. I don't know what rate. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get near my goal, much less at my goal. But I feel like eventually it's going to happen. And that just feels really good. Especially since, like I said, I am not having any severe side effects. I am drinking a lot of water. I am making sure I get my protein in, and I have increased my movement, like I've mentioned multiple times. So I'm feeling good about that. And what I did want to let you know also is that I do have a date to pick up my sleep apnea kit. I don't know what it looks like, and I don't know if it's going to make noise, but I'll find out. They wanted me to do it this week when they set up the appointment, and I said, no, I'm going to be out of town. And so we're going to do it next week after I get back, and I will do my sleep apnea test on, I think it's, oh, let me look. I'm sorry. I think it's the 10th. So it's Wednesday night and Thursday night, and then I have to take the kit back on Friday morning, the 12th. And I have no idea how long it takes to get those results. So I guess I'll find that out. The other big thing that's happening is the trip that I've been talking about is coming up. This is kind of late on Tuesday night because I've spent the day packing and running around and getting stuff ready. And I'm leaving tomorrow morning for Omaha, and I am nervous. I will survive. And I know this is silly, but I don't want to like completely blow my eating plan, but I am not going to hold myself to a standard. So if I come back next week and I haven't lost any weight, or if I've even gone up a pound or two, I'm going to give myself the grace to accept that and just say, we go on, right? I have no control over what we're eating for lunch. They provide that to us. I have no control over one of the dinners. I'm not going to have a vehicle. All of our meetings are there at the hotel. And I'm going to be at the mercy of the two restaurants in the hotel, and I'm not. I looked them up. I looked them up, and one is pub food, and I'm sure it's good pub food. They call it that. That's what they say. They said they do pub food. And so it's burgers and fries and wings, and I'm looking at that going, that is so heavy to eat late at night on a GLP-1. So I am a little bit nervous about it. And then the other restaurant that has what looks like very good food, it's like $50 for an entree. And I just can't see myself spending that kind of money. So I'm probably going to like Uber Eats or Grubhub or DoorDash something to my hotel room a couple of nights, and we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm a little bit nervous. The other thing that I've decided is I'm not going to take my little portable blender to make a shake in the hotel room. But I am taking little packets, little, what do you call them? Like little Ziploc baggies. I've got some like snack sized Ziploc baggies that I've filled with my protein shake powder. And then I got a clear protein. I don't have anything with me right now. So if I have a, maybe I'll do a little thing when I'm editing this. But I have a clear protein that I can stick like into my hydro flask with some ice and some water and shake it up. And so that'll help me keep hydrated. So I'm going to take my hydro flask, and it'll help me keep my protein intake up. I'm also going to take some bars. I think I have a list here. I'm going to take some protein bars. I'm going to take the clear protein, like I said, packets of shake, and then I've got some chickpea snacks in a little bag thing. Maybe I'll post a picture. And there's no refrigerator in the room, and there's no microwave, which means I can't even order something like from the grocery store, like to keep in the like yogurt or something like that. So I think that's why I'm a little bit nervous. This is the first time I'm traveling on a GLP-1, and I don't have a lot of flexibility in what I'm going to have to eat. So I think that's why I'm kind of nervous. So wish me luck, and I guess I'll see you next week after I get back, and I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, thank you. Bye.